What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm back with another reaction video for you guys. Now this comes from Everybody's Crazy podcast with Savannah James. Now on this particular episode, her husband LeBron James is giving his take, a little bit of his take on relationships. I want to play what he had to say because I thought he made some very good points on this podcast. Shout out to them. I'll put the link to the full podcast in the description, so make sure you guys go over and check them out. But we're gonna hop right into what he had to say, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Make sure you chime in the comments below. Also, if you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed, it is free to subscribe, share, and like the content, and turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live. Okay, let's hop right into the video. Here we go.
Don't y'all think it's odd how you could be really into somebody and then off them the next day?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
See,
behavior.
that is the scary part about love.
But off them like forever, or you just saying off them for that
Because
day?
you're gonna have your ups and downs.
You're gonna have it. If you're in a relationship, you're gonna have those.
I feel like a lot of people though get off people quickly. Like they be so into you, and then they be like, okay, I'm done.
Well, they weren't into you then.
Yeah, I think quickly,
And you can't look.
Yeah, I agree. They're not into you. Somebody that's into you they're not gonna be off you so easily. You know what I mean? To me, that's the difference between somebody who's really into you and somebody who's just infatuated with the idea of you. Because men and women do the same thing. So you could be infatuated with the idea of who you think the person is, but then when you realize who they really are, that's over with, and then that's how they can easily move away, because now they see who you really are and they really don't like you. You know what I mean? So you have to know the difference of a person who's spent time around you and they really like you for who you are, your personality and all of those things, as opposed to what they think you are. You know, infatuation is real. So they'll look at you and assume, oh, she's probably like this and she's like that, and that's what they like. But then when they get to know the real you, you're nothing like that, and then they're done. So yeah, it could be just infatuation, not that they're really into you. But let's continue.
Look at it. You can't think like when you looking in the mirror like, damn, what did I do?
Oh, I never.
It's them. No, I'm just saying anybody in general. Like, you can't be like, what did I do? Like, if they get off you that fast, then it was never meant to be in the first place. Yeah. So, like, you can get off somebody for the day. You get off somebody for a couple of weeks. That's what relationships is all about. You know, y'all go through ups and downs, but like getting off you. And you so in deep with somebody, and then you like, the next day you wake up, you like, this shit's trash. Now, that's crazy.
That's
we on the right show. We on the right show.
Ladies, listen to the king. Did you hear? He say, look in the mirror and say what, king? Tell the ladies, because they need to hear.
You gotta look in the mirror and say it's not me.
Yep.
You know, it's
the
not
ladies
me.
need to hear that.
And by the way, the men too.
Yeah,
the men too, because it's some cutthroat, ruthless ass bitches out here right now too.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Listen, I seen a lot.
Tell the truth. Shame the devil. She was like, yeah, come on, ladies, but okay, let them know. Let them know that a lot of these women are trash. That's what I be saying. It goes both ways. It's not just all the men that's the problem, but a lot of women are. Go ahead, LeBron. Tell them. Tell them. Let's continue.
You know, I'm in locker rooms and shit now, but you know, it's a lot of women out here that's now kind of flipped the script.
Yes,
they ain't go for everything.
And you know, some homies out here that's trying to be good too, and just, you know, trying to figure it out. And now they looking in the mirror saying, "Damn, what did I do wrong?"
Right.
Homies, it ain't you.
It ain't always.
Even if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and if it ain't, champ, like you just gotta.
I do think people need to hear that, because I think so much of dating and being in relationships is so transactional now.
Beyond.
Now they need to hear. Stop forcing it. Like, if it's not there and like y'all, it's too toxic to where like y'all, like that's my biggest thing. Because a lot of I know a lot of friends that like just I'm like, bro, you're obviously telling me things that like I would have been to stop it, but like they just scared to like stop it.
Scared to be alone. That fear of it's scared to be alone and fear of like losing comfort. That's like the biggest issue is like, yeah,
I think that's a part of it. I think once you build or establish a relationship with somebody and you realize that they're toxic, but there's still some things that you've grown accustomed to you've grown accustomed to being with them. You've grown accustomed to them being around you, and you just like them, but you don't like all aspects of them. And they have some toxic ways that you really don't like, but you don't want to lose them because you don't want to start over. A lot of people don't want to start over, even though they need to in some instances. And so this is where you'll find people in relationships for years and years and years. And then a lot of the women in those relationships be like, I want to be married, but he knows that he will never marry her, but he wants to keep the relationship, but he knows that she's not marriage material and he's not going to go that far. But he'll stay in a relationship. He'll be there because he's in his comfort zone. He knows it's familiar to him. As opposed to starting all over, trying to find somebody new. And a lot of times people don't think that they can start over or that they will find somebody, or they're like, well, I'll just tolerate this. At least I'm familiar with this. I know what this is, as opposed to going and find somebody else. And who knows, that person might be worse, And so, yeah, a lot of people just settle in situations because they're afraid of the unknown or trying something new or starting over. Even though the relationship should have been over, there's a lot of things that you should not have tolerated in that relationship. And this goes for men and women. Where you should have walked away a long time ago. This is why I say, listen, vet the person, whether it be whoever you're going, whether men and women, vet that person. Learn things about them. Don't jump in too fast, but learn who they are. See if this is somebody that you're compatible with at least. At least know the ups and the downs of that person. Know the good and the bad of them and try to decide if that's good enough for you. Because you don't want to be finding things out that are detrimental to your livelihood later on in the relationship once you've established something, because then it's harder to leave. So yeah, you have to vet the person very well and really just ask the right questions. Don't be so infatuated or caught up into the person, how they look and all these things. No, get to know them for who they are. Look, what do you like when you get mad? And just observe, because people can lie, but observe them. Spend time around them. That's how you get to know who people are, how they handle, issues, how they handle, conflict. All of these things you have to know, because if you don't know that, and it's all gonna spring up when y'all deep in a relationship. And if he or she gets mad and start punching holes in the wall and start grabbing knives and throwing them and all kind of crazy stuff, then you done invested time in this. Now you gotta walk away after all this time. Don't waste your time. Get to know the people. Figure out who they are before you commit to them long term, because you just never know. People are crazy out here these days. So yeah. Let's continue.
You gotta love yourself.
Nope. Y'all out here dropping the people need to hear
that.
Sounds like a lot in therapy.
Yeah. Love that. We love that. I feel like people do need to hear that, because I feel like a lot of times the fear of being alone or growing feels so foreign, especially for men of color, that they just shy away from it and do what's easy. But what's easy typically is toxic. Or like he said, this is crazy.
I know I don't want to be alone. That's for damn sure. If I got to fight, crawl, scratch, fight, whatever to keep mine, I got to keep it. I got to do what I got to do. I don't want to be alone. I'm an only child, single parent household. I knew for sure. When I met my homies for the first time when I was 7, 8 years old, we started playing sports. And I got around them and we started traveling, playing sports. I was like, oh, this shit is amazing.
Yeah.
And then when I got with Vanna, and I was like, oh, this shit is crazy. Oh, this is amazing. I love this shit. I'm like, that. Next time I'm alone, I'm be up underneath, champ.
I love that. But I feel like a lot of people don't value relationship in that way.
Yeah, because a lot of people play games. Men play games, women play games, and you got to stop playing the games. You got to be intentional. You got to say what it is that you want. You got to know what it is that you want. I think a lot of times people in general don't know what it is that they want. They don't know. They're on the fence. Do I want to be married? Do I want a relationship? Or do I want to rock by myself? Do I want to just play the field? Like, a lot of times people aren't really honest about what it is that they really want. And so you end up getting whatever it is that you get. And so I think first you have to know what you want for sure. You have to be intentional about it. And you have to find the person that falls into the things that you want. Like he said, he knew he didn't want to, it was cool. He knew he wanted to be in a relationship. You have to want to be in a relationship in order for it to work. I think a lot of times people are in relationships and they really don't want to be there. See, if you really don't want to be there, then you're going to find ways to not be there. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to be there, it makes it a lot easier. If you know you want to, you can, that's why you work through things with your spouse a lot better, because you want to be there. You know you don't want to be anywhere else. But if you're still craving to be outside, if you still craving to be somewhere else, you don't know quite where, but you know you want to be somewhere else, then that could cause a lot of stress and tension in the relationship because you don't want to be there. But once again, when you know what you want and you know you want to be there, you gonna make it work. So my advice to combat that is to know what it is that you really want. Know that you're in a place to where you know, hey, either I want to be single, I'm cool with being single for the rest of my life. This is where I want to be. I don't want to be, tied down. And you will be happy there. But if you know you really want to be in a relationship and you really want that, then go for it. But know truly that is where you want to be and what you want. When you have a relationship that is working, it's usually because the two people want to be there. And if y'all both want to be there, y'all make it work. Because it's up to y'all to make it work. You get the pushback is when one or the other is not really satisfied in that relationship and don't really want to be there, low key, without really saying it. And so you get pushback because you're frustrated because you know deep down inside you want to be somewhere else. You don't really want to be there. So just take notice to that. So listen, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Listen, y'all, let me know what y'all think of this video. Please chime in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts on it. I'll put the link to the full podcast so you guys can check out the full video if you want to. Definitely leave your thoughts of this video in the comments below. I want to hear what you have to say. Comment, like, subscribe, turn on that bell. You know what it is. Let me know. Keep the conversation going, you guys. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.